Hello, I quickly wanted to record an impromptu video. You can see I'm not dressed up like I traditionally would be. I'm not in my office. And it's just because I don't really have time to get dressed up, or I wasn't planning on to record a video, but something happened today. It got me a little bit fired up. And it's just how bad some financial planners are, some financial advisors are. And some of it's because they don't know any better. And it's just a coincidence. I had this for a week in the mail and just finally this was a good reminder of why something I take for granted, which is the certified financial planner designation, for granted sometimes, because I forget that not all advisors are up to that same kind of level of standards of just education and experience level to be able to see weak points and planning opportunities and actively strategizing. And it's because a lot of advisors are more commission based, more sales based, more kind of cookie cutter box plan. And so if they run into someone, and this is what prompted this video, I just was talking to someone that found out what I did, was asking for some feedback on what I think about their financial situation. Mostly good, doing a lot of good things, but they had experiences with financial planners in the past that were gave them horrible advice because there was a conflict of interest as far as how that advisor is going to get paid. And it didn't take me too long to find that out from that conversation. Like, oh yeah, they were offering me, telling me to do this word stuff, but I really wanted to do this, and like, oh, conflict of interest right there. And I'm sure they didn't tell you, but that's what was going on. And then another experience, same person I was talking to, but had a different experience with another advisor where they're like, oh, you're doing everything great. Like, you could probably spend more money and do whatever you want. And she's like, I just felt like that was so weird. Like, are you really a financial advisor, is kind of what she was thinking. And I'm thinking the same thing. I was like, what? Like, how much time did you spend with this person for them to know like that clearly, and then also tell you to spend more? I go through a thorough analysis before I make any bold predictions like that. But what I discovered is, based off of kind of how she's set in her financial situation, it wasn't going to be a good fit for that advisor, because that advisor was investment based, was likely only going to make money if she had investments for that advisor to maintain. And since she wasn't going to be a good fit for him, he saw a couple things good and just said, you know what, I give you the green light to do whatever. You guys are golden. But in my conversation with her, found out there's a lot of critical, unique things to her situation that they had not thought of. And obviously this advisor didn't bring it up to him. So a quick 20, 30-minute conversation, and I found all these different bomb potential landmines that could occur that they weren't even thinking about, which they may be able to maneuver stuff around and still make stuff work. But it's scary to not know for sure. And they went to that financial planner looking for true financial planning. And what they ran into was someone that was either investment focused only, calling themselves a financial planner. And that's almost worse than doing stuff on your own and not using a financial advisor, a financial planner, someone that you think is knowledgeable, you think knows what they're doing. But a lot of these people just, they get trained to sell, they get trained to give out cookie cutter strategies. And if something is outside of that, or if they don't even know what questions to ask you, to not just find out what you have investment wise so they can get paid, but to like find out what your life encompasses, what is going on in it now, what do you want it to look like in the future, and are there unique things to watch out for, or fun, like interesting ways to strategize? So not all financial advisors are created the same. It's very frustrating. They're not all held to the same standards. And I just really am hoping that there's a push for financial planning. And that's one of the things where I love robo-advisors. If robo-advisors can replace some of these low-level advisors that don't really know what they're doing, they're not really adding value, they're gathering assets. And this is the internal lingo for financial planning. So if you go to a financial planner, financial advisor conference, they talk about asset gathering and the big wealth transfer from the baby boomers to the millennials, and how you should start working with millennials for that reason. And they're just chasing money, and they're hoping that they can gather a bunch of assets and not have to work. They're hoping you're not going to call them. They're hoping that you're not going to ask them something that they don't know the answer to, because they're not going to do the work to find out or even point you in the right direction. They're going to say, yeah, I think you're good, don't worry about it. But it could be a critical mistake. So make sure you're working with someone that actually knows what they're doing. there's so many advisors out there that do not, and I cannot stress that enough. So I'm not a good fit for everyone. So don't immediately think that I'm going to be the answer for everyone. I'm not. But I do have the wherewithal to be like, that's outside of my ballpark. You should talk to X or Y, or at least know, I know a lot of stuff that I only know a little bit of. And I'm like, oh, I do not know, but you should research this, and maybe talk to this person. They might be able to help you a little bit more. That's better than saying, I don't know the answer. So I'm going to tell you you're okay, and hope that doesn't come back to bite anyone. So sorry for making this so long, but I had to rant a little bit, and it looks like my little toddler is waking up. So I'm going to go get him, and you guys have a great upcoming weekend and continue to enjoy 2019.